Joshua is ready to lead the children of Israel to the promised land. Ahead of Israel is as you've just read, is a flooded Jordan River, and they know there's a city, a very strong fortified city called Jericho. Through the wisdom bestowed upon Joshua, they've already sent two spies to the Jericho, and we have a key player in the deliverance of Israel. God appoints a prostitute by the name Rahab. Rahab, he helped the spies of Israel, and she's able to to hide them from from Jericho, because the Jerichans, they are afraid. They are afraid of Israel. They have heard what God did to to Egypt, what God did to all the kings who opposed the children of Israel in the desert. They have heard about the God of Israel, and the people of Jericho, they are melting in fear. So any attempt to see the children of Israel come to them, they want to destroy. They are afraid. They are afraid that they're going to fall, and the city is going to fall because of the God of Israel. So they overhear that there's two spies in the land, in the city, and eventually they come to Rahab, and God had sent the spies to Rahab, the prostitute. I don't know why God uses a prostitute. A prostitute is not a good name. A prostitute is not a good person. The word prostitute is not a good name. It's not a appealing name. It's a name of a bad character. It's a name of somebody who does not honor their body, somebody who flees anybody. It's a name of it's a sin. It's a sin to be a prostitute. I don't know why God uses a prostitute to deliver his people. I don't know. But the fact is, God is not a respect of persons, and he can use anybody. He can use anybody to deliver his people. He used a donkey, as we have walked through the journey of Israel from Egypt in the desert. We see a king, Barak, who tries to cast in of Israel through a prophet called Balaam. Balaam was a prophet, the Midian desert, and he's a man who God used to talk to, and he had the ability to bless and curse. And Balaam rides on a donkey, and he's instructed by King, the king of, son of King Barak of Zippah, son of Zippah, the king of Moab. He wants to cast Israel because he's afraid of them. So God speaks through a donkey and tells Balaam, how many times, when Balaam goes to cast the children of Israel, the angel of God stands the sword and commands the donkey to stop. And Balaam does have his eyes are closed. He cannot see the angel of the Lord stopping the donkey from him going to cast the children of Israel, because you cannot curse what God has blessed. You cannot curse what God has blessed. I will bless those you bless thee, and those you curse thee, I will curse. God stops Balaam from cursing the children of Israel, and instead of cursing them, he blesses them. Not once, not twice, not three times, but 4 times. He blesses them. He says he can't see any misfortune in Israel. He cannot see any misfortune in Israel. He blesses them. He blesses them. That angers the king of King Barak, and eventually they get slain and captured, and Israel captured their city, and they move on. They plunder them as ghosts. You cannot stop the purpose of God, the kingdom of God. So God is using a donkey here. God now is using a prostitute by the name Rahab to deliver the children of Israel, help capture this city, this fortified city. The walls were one of the strongest cities. In Israel context in the desert. It's a very strong city. The walls, the Bible records that uh, uh, the chariots will ride over. Horses and chariots will ride over the city. It was a city with very fortified walls. It was impossible. It was impossible to kind of come to this city with walls as thick as thick as wide as roads where horses used to ride over. Okay, you've just read about how God uses the Rephites. God through the Rephites, because God is carried in allows Israel to carry him to the covenant. It's a holy of holies. You can't stand it. It's only people who are Levites who are consecrated and who have been assigned to do God's work, who are supposed to be close to God, who are able to close the covenant. People who are the children of Israel are supposed to be over 1,000 feet away because the presence of God and the people who die who went close to the presence of God, and the God Himself divides the front of the river Jordan at the crossover. And you are going to see as we continue reading this different story before children of Israel go to the promised land, getting the promised land, how God is going to deliver out of this city. It's a fortified city. It's a very interesting story of how God delivered and covered this city. But the point is, God is using a prostitute as a donkey. God can use anything. God can use anything for His purpose. God can use anybody. God does not judge us the way God does not see us the way people see us. The people of the world judge us from outside. They don't see the heart. It's only God who sees the heart. God is not a respecter of persons. He wants to show the people who think they are qualified that it is God who qualifies. It is actually, as a matter of fact, Jesus Christ Himself, the Savior of the world, is born through the lineage of this prostitute Rahab. Very interesting thing. It is through the prostitute we go all the way to David, King David, and David. Then we have the lineage goes up all the way to Mary and Joseph, and we have Jesus as Savior of the world. God can save His people using anything. He is not limited. God cannot be limited by human wisdom. We have no power as human beings to do God's work. We have no wisdom. We have no enough money to do God's work. It's not by might or by power, not by wisdom. It's not by theological knowledge. It's not by endorsement from people from any party. It's not by endorsement from any community. It is not by wisdom. It's not by human strength. It's not by power, by strength, but by Holy Spirit. By God is the one who delivers. It's God's purpose. It's what prevails. It's not man's purpose. God's ways are not our ways. God is able to deliver His people through this prostitute called Rahab. Rahab protects and spies, hides them. When the army of Jericho come to look for them, the prostitute Rahab saves them, and eventually she is saved when the Israelites come to cover the city. But before then, there is aspect of God's fear. When you fear God, when you follow God, you don't have to worry about anything. Trust and obey God. Obey God. God will do it for you. Friends, trust in God. Obey God. Follow His commands. Do His work. Follow His ways. Speak the truth. Walk in truth. Trust Him. Pray. And trust God. God will do the impossible. God can use anything, can use anybody to deliver us. God does not judge us the way people judge us. God is a God of restoration. God is a God of impossible situations. He does the impossible. He is a God, the God of Joshua, the God of Israel. He is the one who can do things. I am happy to hear